makeup artist. We need the makeup artist first.
Oh, you don't need a makeup artist.
Close in the waist. Oh, you're so lovely, sweetheart.
Can you knock off 40 years?
That would make her 17.
Where's the softening lens?
Well, what about me? You know, it's not
that would
off
make
some
you
time.
17, that's what he's saying.
Oh, no, I'll be happy being 40.
Oh, no, you'd be 27, sorry.
29. Yeah. Okay, so what do you want to know?
Well, I want to know.
Will you explain?
No, just keep talking about the Fresh Start. When you started Fresh Start.
When I started it, is that what you want to know?
Well, you were saying
No,
about
no,
all the
you-
photos.
What do you want, history?
No, you were saying about all the photos. I mean, what the
Oh,
photos
all of these photos, frankly, every photo that I've taken is evidence of human behavior. And when you put people on a horse and you watch that behavior, it's most incredible that you can see their story in their behavior. And through Horse Holiday, through what we now call soft touch quantum horsemanship, you actually are learning to study their behavior, find out where it comes from by just watching their behavior, trying to improve on the behavior, and then listen to what they have to say. When you listen and then put that together with the behavior, all of a sudden their story becomes recognizable. And then you talk around it to work with people.
This is the way they're on the horse, though.
When they're on the horse, they show you all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Through the photographs. You'll see some people that study. You know, they really study. You know, what am I doing? You know, and you see some people that have lived under ridicule for a long time. You'll see business people that are, you know, I want to please, but do I look like a fool? You know, I mean, you read their body language, and it's amusing, and you never tire of it. Never. It's just exciting. And I have never taken pictures that I do not still enjoy looking at for that reason. And when you compare the person, their behavior, and know a little bit about their story, then watch the horse. Right? Watch the horse's behavior. It's most interesting with Sam, who has the little quarter horse mare, and he's a little too heavy for her. You watch her and her behavior where she doesn't want to hold him up. He's too heavy. But watch how she behaves in the process. How she tries to tell him, this is hard. I can't hold you up that long. And how she'll start to move to get her feet under her because she's holding up so much weight. And then he wants to put a 60-pound Western saddle on her on top of that. Too much. Too much. And these horses are so gracious that they put up with stuff. They've been putting up with stuff for a long, long time. And what we want to do is to make their life a lot easier. And we do that through helping people understand their hands, their whole behavior, the delicacy of the touch, the butterfly fingers, okay? Instead of the pull, the tug, the yank, and the body control, by controlling them. We say control, we say communication is our first lesson. We teach the mind. And the mind is going to be dancing in all kinds of directions. So what we do is we slow people down, start to teach them stuff, at the same time using a strategy. And the strategy is unrecognizable to the students. What we're doing is we're actually allowing the body to relax. We're letting the ligaments in here stretch. We're letting the muscles go from this. It's like deflating. When you get people to deflate, their bones are much closer to the body of the horse. This is good for you today, okay? Because I don't, you haven't taught him this stuff, have you? Somewhere?
I've explained some of the getting close to the horse and allowing the body and the muscles to relax.
Yeah. And what happens when people say that? The way people hear that is, oh, I'm relaxed, but they don't get it.
Well, part of the thing that I guess was the sitting them there for 40 minutes. It's not about a 5-minute relaxation process. It's about the length of the time, and it's only when they start to get restless and you've sat there talking to them that they start to relax. So it's like it's not just 5 minutes and you do these breathing things and you stretch your legs out and suddenly you relax. It's this whole the horse warms the ligaments up and then the ligaments stretch, and that's sort of the way to explain it to us.
That's it, but it happens over a period of time. Okay, we don't tell them that. We let them experience it by getting uncomfortable. When they start getting uncomfortable, I always laugh because I expect it, and I wonder how long each person's going to take to get uncomfortable. So I can't help but chuckle. I chuckle through a lot of this process because I know what they're going to be going through.
Like the bridling.
And the bridling too, my goodness, yeah, bridling is tremendous. I do have several pictures now of someone trying to give Sam, Big Sam, a leg up. And all of the errors are right there on these pictures. All right? And people don't understand about a leg up. You know, it's really quite easy. But the heavier you get, the more difficult it is. And people put their hands on the horse and they sort of pull themselves up like they're going to jump up. And that's totally wrong. Totally wrong. And it would be instinct. You know, people say, get on the horse. Like we kind of did that with you. I'm giving you a leg up too. And instead you just take it the instep while you're holding, while a holder or helper holds the instep. And you're close into the horse, and the subject is basically to push down on your hand. The rest of your body will instinctively just come up. It's just like muscles, and then when you push, everything goes up. Okay, but you have to learn to push, not to pull, and not to hop, and not to jump. And because to get on something high, or higher, even if it's a little, it's funny, I can't help it. The attempts are really great fun. Breaks the ice, doesn't it?
It does.
Therefore, the picture. To learn the process is great fun. All right? To then say, well, rather than that, why don't you just swing up? That's all you do. Grab the mane, pull your arm down as you pop around. And then it's called body slam. That's when we got that great picture. Okay, so it was super fun. And I'll never stop laughing about that. I can't help it. The program is great fun. It is very educational. It's extremely informative about other people. And I had a little girl, 9 years old, that watched us give this class to 8 adults and even 10 adults. Each one had a horse. And she watched these classes every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, sometimes twice in a day. She did that until 12 years old. And I said, don't you get tired of this? She says, no. She says, I learn something different every time. And I didn't realize that. However, just the experience of working with people and seeing what happens with the horses and with human behavior, the more experience you get, which is the most exciting part of this, is you never know it all.
But do you think you need your horses to know that? To know, to watch the horse's reaction, or the horse's reaction similar across?
Okay, let's get to this. Okay, we say we work with natural horses. We do not want to work with horses that are trained. You can take a horse and say, I want you to put that left leg forward. Put that leg forward. And you tap them to do that. Horse is responding. Okay, and he'll put that leg forward. And then you say, put that leg forward. And he puts his leg forward. And if he doesn't, you smack him. You know, that's some training techniques for some people. No, we don't want to train our horses to do anything. We work with our horses so that they know we're talking to them, not at them. And there's a very interesting thing when you're working with people. You talk with them, not at them. If you talk at someone, they don't hear you. But when you talk with them, they will hear. If they don't hear, then when they're sitting on a horse, you can have some fun with them. And they think that they're sitting up there, and they think, oh, this is going to be a breeze. And you just come along and give them a push. And they respond. And when they respond, what instincts they're using to respond makes them aware, hey, you're not paying attention. But the people that have paid attention, when I give them that little shove, they do what's necessary. And if it were out alongside of the road or something, and we gave them a push, they would know how to save themselves. So safety and survival is class 3. Class 1 is education in the mind and the body, so that you get to understand how the body reacts and how the horse reacts to your behavior, and how to ask the horse to do things. You are not making a horse do something. If they want to make a horse do something, they're not anywhere a part of this program. We don't put up with biting. We don't put up with kicking. We will punish. We'll let them know that is not acceptable. Okay, if you crack them, you gotta crack them. You know, bam, stop it. Okay, but they are not, we don't want our horses doing anything like that. And most of the time, if they do anything negative like that, they're playing. Or the horse on the other side of you is doing something, and they're mad at that
So
horse.
we're in like a gala and those types of things that are doing this horse facilitated, like a Pona and all those that are doing this horse facilitated thing where they put someone in with a horse and watch what the horse's reactions are, and then give this sort of summary.
What about it?
Are they doing the same? Are they doing? Is that the similar kind of thing? Because one of the things I find with that is that there are horses that do the kicking and stuff.
Oh.
And they're showing that that's a reaction to something that the person is experiencing or doing.
Okay. Pay attention to the equipment people use on a horse. If it's a whip and they use it often, is the horse learning because of fear? Is the horse learning because they know they better pay attention?
No, I mean the therapy programs where they...
Okay, you're talking about just getting horses to do things.
Well, no, when the person goes in and they are working with the horse without a third person in there that's with the horse, and the horse might turn around and go to bite or go to kick or whatever. And
then if they're in there by themselves, they better get away from them.
Well, they're saying that that's a sign that they're doing something that the horse is upset about, or they're not being emotionally congruent, or they're not being...
A lot of people say that the horse reflects what's inside of a human.
So the mirror, that's that, yeah.
The mirror effect, yeah. And a lot of times people are nervous and afraid. And sometimes horses have a sense of humor, a tremendous sense of humor. And if, say, you come to me, say I'm a horse, and you come to me and I sense you're afraid, I might just sort of do nothing, and then all of a sudden I'm going to say, hey, and do whatever. To me it's a joke. To you, you don't know how to take it. Well, the horse is playing. They're having fun with you. They can even wheel their butt around and sort of act like they're going to kick you. They're testing you. They want to know where you're at. Is that what you're talking about? I'm talking
kind of what I'm
from the
about.
horses.
So I'm saying, is that a dangerous perspective, do you think? Or is that so if they're mirroring and that,
Well,
I'm not actually,
it's
I'm
a
asking
wise...
you your program, how that makes it.
Okay, it's a wise coach who allows a student to be with a horse and watch the behavior. And especially, for example, if you're like 5 or 7 feet away.
This would be your horse.
My horses?
Yeah, your horse that someone's in with, and you're allowing that?
Oh, I would allow it, yeah. My horses like people.
But what about so you wouldn't necessarily do it with their horse?
I don't know their horses.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it would be a horse that that you're watching all these reactions because your horse.
Oh, yeah. I know my horses very well.
You know their characters and...
Sure, I do know my horses, okay? And it takes 2 years for a horse to get back to be what I call natural. A lot of horses come from bad behavior. They come from being abused or misunderstood, which is mostly what goes on. People have misconceptions about horses. Horses are here to serve us and to work with us. And they're here to lead us okay, on the journey of whatever we have for them. They are subject to human ego and human control, where you get the wrong kind of people messing with the horse, and then the horse's life is miserable. Okay, and if you watch the horse closely, you will also see humans and human behavior in the horse. Like, if horses are overworked, depressed, you see that in people also. So the element that we want to help people with is learning how to understand a horse. Therefore, you're understanding people. You want to know their background, and you can only understand a horse's background by paying attention to their behavior.
So even if someone had their own horse and wanted to work with their own horse, you would work with you would put them on your horses?
It's according. Sometimes I would. I would first want to see what's going on between that person and the horse.
Their horse.
Their horse. Like, for example, I got a call this past Saturday, a week ago, and this woman made a comment that she's scared to death of her horse. When I went up there, it's a quarter horse man, she's like a bull, okay? And a sweetheart. But she would run you over, and that has terrified the owner, understandably. When I got there and I saw this horse's behavior, she was like a big, huge teddy bear that was solid. And she could turn her butt and knock you over. And she was full of play. She was so excited to be with you. She was a little kid. This particular mare had an accident and went through a windshield of a truck or vehicle. But she got glass in her nose. She had like 4 operations. She was worked on tremendously and has been loved deeply. But now she's much better. And actually, when the owner goes there, the horse is so tickled to see her, she's all over her. You understand? And it's misinterpreted because she got knocked down before. So the issue there was the horse did not have any respect, so to speak, of her place and the owner's place. So this owner had no control over this mare.
So in that case, would you work with that person with your horses? Or would you work with him on the...
What I did with this particular woman is I gave her the dog chain, which we don't recommend for everybody and anybody to use. And as soon as she ended up putting the dog chain over her nose, it goes in, over, through, and down with 2 loops down here. And you snap it with a snap and then the rope. The mare knew immediately something was different, and I heard a week later that she was divine, just knowing that something was different. She let the blacksmith do her feet, did nothing wrong, which was a first. So it was just a psychological thing that the owner did not understand about the horse. Okay? The horse was tickled to death, but just didn't have a sense of right and wrong. Y'all getting tired.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Does that make sense? I'm talking, we're dancing all around with this. And it's like, which way do you want me to go here?
Go wherever you want to go.
Wherever I want to go. Okay. Well, communication is the first class. And we want to wear people out when it comes to their physical being. Okay? When they start to get tired and you see them start to get restless, we have some exercises to do to stretch the muscles and give them another opportunity to breathe and to get more comfortable. At that point, when they can sit back up, all of a sudden their body is refreshed. And they didn't get off the horse. We don't want them to get off. We want them up there as long as we can have them up there, because the longer they're up there, the more these ligaments are stretching and the more they're relaxing. So that the next time they get on the horse, they're not going to be anywhere near.
But you're not doing lots of work, you're just...
No, first time,
sitting
first
very
class.
quietly.
Yeah, and we take people that are terrified of horses. Okay? And before we put them up there on the first class, communication has a lot to do with mind and body and hands. And so therefore we teach about the bridle and putting the bridle on. And all of a sudden the distraction of the bridle and putting that on eliminates fear. Most incredible to see that happen. because they're concentrating on something here and forgetting the horse is standing there. Okay? The fear disappears. And I chuckle because they don't realize what's happening. And they're already making a giant step. When you put them up there, their fear is still there, but the body, he's getting shell. He's supposed to bring us shell too today. Okay, so that'll be good. All right. So I know he's doing it, so we maybe have it home now. Oh well, I cut that part. All right. The bridle, getting familiar with the horse, getting up, and the excitement. The excitement of la-di-ta-ta-ta-ta. Pictures. What is this good? Well, you did good with that card. I have to give it to you. I love it. Okay. Cut this stuff, too.
Let's just stop it for a moment. I'm dying.
You need to rest.
I'm not sitting out there in the sun.
You need to. You don't need to continue this now, do you?
Well, no, you can continue on your phone.